Hello students, this is Simi Hilson, your bio tutor for the NEET exam for class 11th and 12th from Moscow. Welcome all of you once again for the class. Before I start with the topics of class 11th or class 12th, let me just give you some tips and tricks to learn bio. As you all know, the common problem which the students face for studying bio during or while studying bio is that the memorization part. Most of the students complain we are not able to remember the biological terms and concepts. Okay. Now coming back to the NEET exam, so let's move on to the tips and tricks necessary for the memorization for NEET exam. Focusing on NEET exam. The first and the foremost thing, your NCERT textbook. Okay, you have to read it minimum 5 to 6 to 10 times before you appear for the NEET exam. So the NCERT textbook, word by word, every sentence is demanding one, especially for biology. Every sentence is a demanding word. Every word is, you should not ignore any word or take any word for granted. It may come in different way. As a conceptual way, the questions can be asked. Then, you have to, if you have the habit of making notes, that is always welcome. You can make your own colorful notes. Like the textbook page may contain some 10 to 20 pages. You can reduce it to your own size, some 3 to 4 pages, which will be more presentable for you and which will be more applicable for you as you study for the exam. Or else, if you don't have the habit of making any notes, you can underline or you can use the highlighters, different colors of highlighters, and you can move on with that. Another important thing which you need to focus is making concept maps. Okay, so if you Google, you can see the concept maps, which is easy for you to remember and learn a big topic. That means you are cutting down the bigger thing to a smaller chunks. Okay, so concept maps, you can try it out. Also, there are different types of, for example, under the different kingdoms, under the phylums, you have different organisms to compare. So always make sure the comparison tables are made. For example, coming to symmetry, if you talk about the symmetry, the radial symmetry, bilateral symmetry, how do you remember all these things? Or if it is asymmetrical. So you put all those organisms in a table form, compare, then you will be able to remember in a better position. Now, another important thing, you may come across a lot of new terms which you have not studied till your class 10. So any new terms which you come across, do not ignore for the moment, do not take it for granted, and rather clarify the doubts with your teacher. Now, table, as I told you, everything is important. See, any table, any chart, any diagram which you come across in NCERT has got its own importance. So make sure you don't ignore any of these things, because the size, sometimes you may see the size of the bacteria is given so and so. You may ignore. With the unit you have to study and make sure there is nothing which is not taken care of. Then, again, another thing, for anything, most important, remember and recall. Okay? So, you try to remember very often certain things, you try to remember and recall. Now, you can split a term. For example, if a term is very tough for you, you can split the term and then study, relate it to something which you know and then learn. For the simplest example, if you take photosynthesis, you can split the term photosynthesis into photosynthesis. Photo, in presence of light. Synthesis, the preparation or making of something. So that's how you have to learn. Same way, phototropism, that is the growth which happens in the presence of light, or the movements of the plants in the presence of light. So split the terms as convenient as you have and then study. Then, correct series, for studying the correct series. For example, if you see the hierarchy of the level of organization, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So, sometimes you may forget the sequence or the series. The correct series is very important. For that, you can use the tricks called mnemonics. Alright? So, you just write the first letter of all these things, make something which is comfortable for you. You can relate to some names, some incidences or something which is comfortable for you, and then note it down. Just for the time's sake, don't make it out, but make sure it is done properly and you remember it. You make a note of all those things and keep moving. Then another important thing, time management, especially for the NEET exam. Okay, so the quality time has to be given. The more than spending a lot of hours, the time which you spend should be a quality one. Okay, make sure you spend a quality time and manage your time for all the three subjects: physics, chemistry and bio. So as you practice the previous year's papers or any MCQs, make sure the time is kept in mind. You can keep a timer, a stopwatch, and then move on. And above all, smart work is very much required, plus hard work. Smart work, when you make any comparison tables or when you make some tips and tricks, whereas hard work, a lot of hard work is to be put across. Only then you will be able to score the best. And among all the three, physics, chemistry and bio will occupy the 50% of the topics for your exam. So make sure you are a master of bio as you start off with these tips and tricks, and at the same time you need to focus upon physics and chemistry too. Physics and chemistry, a lot of numericals would be involved. So you have to spend another quality time for those two subjects, plus be a master in bio. Then there are no worries for you to crack the exam.